Okay, so we'll start with the daily inspection. Okay, so underneath or beside your left foot, you'll see the bonnet catch. Pretty much just pull that and that releases the bonnet. So you can access everything that you need to access in the front end. And the first thing you'll notice is nice clear access and everything's at ground level. So you have a dipstick down in here, which may be hard to see, but it's right there. You have a dipstick for the transmission. Just as a matter of interest, you have your engine oil filters here, and you have a fuel filter down in there, and you have and the fuel filter up a little high, which incorporates your water separator. Just up in here, I alluded to earlier, you have your air cleaner element, and here is your water separator fuel filter there. Pretty much that's all you need to focus on there. We did allude to a little earlier about the hydraulic tank. This is your sight glass, so really easy to see. Have oil half or better on that sight glass and you're good to go with hydraulic capacity. So whilst we're on this side, we'll just go through some of these greasing points. And these are a daily inspection. Again, everything covered in the handbook or operator's manual. But put a grease gun into there, 3 pumps of grease. You've got grease points there, you've got grease points here, grease points in the centre. And as we just walk around the machine, every pivot point, it makes sense that every pivot point has a grease nipple. Just puts 3 pumps of grease in there on a daily basis and you won't go wrong. Pretty much as far as greasing points, everything is duplicated on the right hand side of the machine. Again, over to here we've got the diesel fill, which has got a locking cap on it as well, so it's a universal key. Same, one key in the cab, one key out here, locks all that up. Again, same as the other side, you've got, this is the side where your drive shaft, where your jack shaft comes into the front diff. There's a greasing nipple in there. That's not a daily greasing one, but again, just make sure you pump the grease in there. Grease is cheap insurance. Again, moving back to the hoe, again, you've got various grease points. Any pivot point is a grease point, so don't be shy on the grease. So one of the basic fundamentals, it's a simplistic function, is I always look underneath the machine to see whether I see liquid. If I see liquid that's not water, which would be from an air conditioner, if I don't see any liquid, I'm feeling comfortable already. But just make sure you have a visual check of hoses and lines to make sure there is no leaks there. A week now could be a leak later. Make sure there's no perforations, make sure tyres are fine, make sure you haven't had any staking, for example, but if there's air in the tyre, you're good to go. It doesn't hurt from the first 50 hours of operation to keep an eye on every wheel nut on both front and back. Once you've re-torqued those, you won't have to touch them again. But just walk around and check on things, make sure there's no movement. If there's paint off areas that shouldn't have paint off, that's generally a telltale sign of something wearing. That also goes for the 4-in-1 bucket. There's plenty of moving parts. Make sure that the cylinders aren't leaking. Again, pretty straightforward sort of stuff.